Hey guys, Cam here from PhoneDog.com, and earlier this week Apple announced iOS 9 along with some other software stuff at its keynote for the WWDC conference. And although most of you will probably be familiar with all the big changes in iOS 9, I've been taking a look at it and trying to find some of the smaller and more subtle things that perhaps you know about or maybe you don't. So here's the list of 13 hidden gems, or at least less obvious gems, that you can find within iOS 9. Now, one thing that they didn't really announce at the event was that there's a brand new font for iOS now, whereas before they may have used, I think it was Helvetica, now they have one that's called San Francisco. It's the same typeface or font that's on the Apple Watch, so both of those match, and that's going to match with El Capitan when that's available too. It seems slightly rounder, a bit more spaced out, and perhaps more friendly. Number 2 on my list is the fact that battery now has its very own section in the settings menu. You don't have to go into general and then battery anymore to see your usage. All you have to do now is go into settings and scroll down to the battery option. And in there you can actually switch on low power mode. And what low power mode does is that it kills off a lot of your background processes and dims your screen so that your battery lasts longer. Number 3 is all about the keyboard. You may remember with iOS 8 it caused something of an uproar when Apple changed the shift key. Pressing it meant that it wasn't actually obvious whether it was on or off, so they've changed that. But more importantly than that, they've actually changed the letters on the keys on the virtual keyboard so you can tell when they're uppercase or lowercase. Previously, they all showed as uppercase letters. So, along with that really weird shift key that wasn't very obvious, the all caps keys just made it even more confusing. So now, you can be doubly sure that you've pressed the shift key or put the caps lock on. Now, you already probably know that there's a brand new multitasking screen. And just like iOS 8, you can actually swipe away more than one app at the same time. With the multitasking screen in iOS 9, you can swipe away 3 at once. And what's really cool about the animation is that all 3 apps, or the cards for the apps, will animate independently. So if you move an individual finger, then the app that your finger's on will move. Next on my list is OnOff Labels. If you go into Settings, then General, then Accessibility, you will see an option there for OnOff Labels. And what that does is it labels each side of any toggle anywhere in the settings menu so that it's got an on and an off icon. Number 6 on my list is the iCloud Drive icon. If you go into your settings, you can actually switch it on so that there's an iCloud Drive icon on your home screen. You launch that and you go to your Cloud File Manager where you can see any of your files or documents that are saved in iCloud Drive. One of the other cool features in iOS 9 that I really like is the Back to App icon that appears in the status bar. Let's say for instance you're in Tweetbot and you open a link in Safari. If you want to then go immediately back to Tweetbot, you get the option in your status bar in the top left corner. You can press it and go back to Tweetbot exactly where you were in your Twitter feed. Number 8 on my list is 2 additions to the Today view in Notification Center. You can now add batteries and Find My Friends as widgets into your Today view. Using the batteries one, you can check your iPhone and Apple Watch battery levels. With Find My Friends, you can see locations of any of your friends that are nearby, right in Notification Center. Next on my list is the added security, and now you are required to use 6 digits if you're going to set a passcode for your iPhone. This makes it harder for anyone to guess your number. It also makes it harder to remember. But thank goodness you have fingerprints, which you can't forget. Number 10 on my list is the Photo app scrubber. If you open your Photos app and choose a photo, you'll then get this sort of scrubber or line of photographs across the bottom. If you swipe through it, you quickly scroll through all the photographs on your device. It's pretty cool and it's really quick. Next on my list is the fact that there are now 2 search options. You can either pull down from your home screen like you could with Spotlight Search in iOS 8, and that gives you the regular search for things like your apps and messages, or if you swipe from left to right, you'll get to the new search screen which shows you some intelligent suggestions. So although both are search screens, they're both there for different purposes. One of them is more of a proactive assistant, and the other one is there just for when you want to find something quickly. Number 12 is for T-Mobile users in the US. If you have a Mac and you have Wi-Fi calling, you can finally use continuity calls using Wi-Fi calls. So if you have your Wi-Fi calling feature switched on, you can now make phone calls from your Mac using that Wi-Fi calling connection, and it'll work. And the last one is a really handy settings option which allows iOS to automatically find contact details within emails. So if you have emails buried in your inbox somewhere that you can't find, iOS will automatically find contact details in those without you having to go digging for them. So those are my 13 slightly less obvious features of iOS 9. Of course, you can get access to them now if you're a developer and your device is registered. If you're not and you can't get it registered, you can wait till July and there'll be a public beta available and you can download it and try it for yourself. I've been Cam, I'm at Cam Bunton on Twitter, and I'll see you again soon.